Excuse me. I just put your straw. I just hope I'm gonna help. I love you.
I want to get the ketchup. Enjoying your lunch? Yeah. Good. I'm so glad. Hi, Nicole. Yep, doing good today. Just waiting a couple more minutes here for everybody to get in, and then we'll start. I was racing the clock. It's a late lunch today. Hi, baby. Okay. Get go. Hey, Gavin. You guys are so quiet. You got your ketchup, princess?
Yeah.
Good. Cuties. Oh yeah. I just want to wait and give people a couple minutes to get in here. Iced tea. Where are you making faces at me from over there? What? You have iced tea, I have iced tea. Oh my god, is that really, really, princess?
I can do that.
Oh my
I can do that.
Oh, I know you can do that, but not when I'm on Facebook Live, you turdlet. Oh my goodness.
I just farted.
Shh. You guys are so bad. Hey, careful, because the fan's over there and it's blowing right over here. Farting in front of the fan. Oh my goodness, you guys. Yeah, my kids are trying to assassinate me with their asses. Quit farting in front of the fan. Rudes. Rudes.
Rude.
Oh, yeah, sure. Weirdos. Totally my fault.
Go. Go.
All right, we'll start just for the sake of starting. So welcome in, pour yourself something warm or cool, and settle. It's been a full week, the first full one on the other side of the change. So before any of the numbers talk, I'm just glad you're here. No pressure today. Take what's useful and let the rest float on by. And if this week has sat heavy on your heart, please hear me. You are not carrying it alone. If the worry ever feels like too much, you can call or text 988 anytime, day or night, and a kind voice will be there. There is no shame in reaching for it. We look after each other here. Are you done? You done your lunch? Good job. Good job. Go throw out your garbage.
That's ketchup. Is it? Is good.
Good job. Hopefully he doesn't put his dirty fork back in the drawer. Oh my goodness, you're gonna have to poop. You keep farting, you're gonna have to poop, kid. Oh my god. In front of the fan. Oh. Oh, I think my daughter is dead inside.
Hey! Oi! You're talking about my sister that way?
Oh. Yay, the fan is blowing at me. You can't even smell it, so don't even go there. Oh, phooey.
If I was to make one down.
Oh, my kids. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's jump in with both feet here. So, your August payment is coming Tuesday the 28th. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going to sell them. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting gray hairs. I have to dye my hair again. I'm starting to look old here, guys. All right. Eat your lunch. Stop farting in front of the fan. My goodness. I'm going to have to get her checked. Okay, eat nice, please. Princess, you're going to poop in the chair. Quit. You're forcing it now. You're going to poop.
Huh? I'm not. I just gotta fart out in the chair.
You know, I know you're just farting in the chair, but, you know, farting is a lot like love. If you gotta force it, it's probably shit. So, don't do it. No pooping in the living room. My goodness. Alright. So, what? Tuesday the 28th. So, this is the big one this week. So, let me say it slow over the T. Your August money lands on Tuesday, July 28th. That is 4 working days before the first of the month, and because August 1st is a Saturday, it comes the Wednesday or the Tuesday before. If the old check line has not updated by Monday, do not read anything into it. A number of you reported the line not answering at all this week or not being updated, and we've already gotten updates saying that there is a work order in place that they know that they need to fix it. So don't panic. It's just part of our government stuff. So wait for Monday. We'll phone the check lines then, see if it's up, see if it's updated, and then money comes out the 28th. All right. So either way, the deposit does not depend on the check line. Watch your bank account the 28th, not the recording. If your amount looks different, it's most likely one of 2 ordinary changes, not a mistake. And we'll break those down. Oh my goodness. My eldest has learned how to wiggle his eyebrows suggestively, and it's like he's got to stop. Seriously. Alright, so if you get disability money, the amount changed. So starting with the August payment, if 2 adults in the same home both get AISH or ADAP, each of you now gets 88% of the full amount instead of 100%. Okay, please stop, you guys. No more farting. Enough. I know. But giggling and laughing encourages it, so please stop. Eat nice. Thank you. Alright. So, and this is the couple's change. And for 2 recipient households, it means less coming in. I'm not going to soften that because you deserve the truth about your own money. But here the flip side, because a lot of you have been frightened of this, who do not need to be, right? So this rule is about partners and spouses. It's not about roommates. It's not about adult children. Not about a family member or a tenant. Living with someone does not make them your partner. If the person you live with is not your spouse or partner, it does not touch you at all. So that's a big one, and it's not for everyone. So living with someone does not make them your partner. This fear has been everywhere this week, so let me put it down for good. Some of you are turning away family or afraid to take in a roommate to survive the rent because you think anyone living with you will cut your check. That's not what the rule says. So the couple's rule only reaches a spouse, a partner of about 3 years, or someone you had a child with. A roommate is not that. Princess and Bug, enough, please. I know, you guys really want the attention because I'm on the live. Stop. You're going to hurt your neck. Oh, him and his cracking. Ugh, it's going to hurt his neck. All right. So the couple's rule only reaches a spouse, a partner of about 3 years, or someone you had a child with. A roommate is not that. Your grown son moving home is not that. And sharing a kitchen or a mailbox is not that. So do not turn down housing or turn away family over something the words do not say. If your own case has a wrinkle, ask me or ask the program in writing and keep the answer. I'm going to check the chat really quick. So Nicole, Gavin, hi Linda. Yeah, kids. Yeah, I've got 3 of them. All neurodivergent. So very, very fun and entertaining in my house. Oh my goodness.
Mom?
Yes.
Is here?
No, Miss Conrad's not here, honey.
Isn't...
She's probably on the airplane right now coming back to Canada from London. Yeah, so she's probably on the airplane. So you have to be patient, honey. I know, she's been gone all month and you miss her terribly. It's the only thing that my kids absolutely do not like being out of school is they miss all of their people. All right.
Mom, iPhone, right?
No,
Why?
you need to keep eating your lunch, please. I know you want to run upstairs and start playing your Switch again. That's the only reason why I'm full. I'm numb.
I don't know my work.
Well, that's good. Now you get to work on your fries. Fries are awesome. Your potatoes, you're eating your vegetables. I didn't just say that out loud.
Mom,
Yes?
I'll eat french fries in a little bit.
You can eat your french fries with a whole bunch of ketchup.
But a little bit of ketchup.
Oh, you love your ketchup. Yeah. All right. So the door back to AISH has no clock on it. If you were moved to ADAP and you believe you belong on AISH, you can ask for a medical reassessment. And the government covers 1 medical report to do it. So the reassessment, everybody keeps on getting this really conflated and really twisted. The reassessment is the reapplication. So you don't necessarily have to ask for one. The only reason why you would ask is in case you need it hard copy. So if you need Part A and Part B printed off, ready to go because you don't have a computer, or you want to have it physically in hand, that would be the only time to reach out and go, hey, can I, have the reassessment information? So, awesome. So, we have a different version that is more accessible, which is the first and second part of the reapplication already on the website. Just in case, because a lot of the government forms you have to have Adobe for, and they do not open on mobile devices, so iPads, tablets, cell phones, and we wanted to make sure that that wasn't a barrier for us, at least in this group. So it's not the official form, but it's the same questions, the same layout, everything, it's just accessible. So we'll go from there. There is no deadline on having that reassessment done or the reapplication done. For people that are kind of going, oh my God, I'm frozen in place, I don't know where to start. Start with booking a doctor's appointment. That's the whole starting point. Get medical letters from specialists, your general practitioner, anybody that you deal with. So psychiatrist, psychologist, anything that's going to strengthen your reapplication, basically, is what we want to start building right now. So a lot of people are still requesting their complete AISH files. That is taking at least a month of working business days. I filed for mine back in June, still haven't gotten it. So don't hold your breath for that. Get new information. if you can now. If you don't have a family doctor, start looking and start figuring out where your medical information is. So whether it's you need to call the College of Physicians and Surgeons to find out where your files are, if your doctor retired or moved on or changed practices, that's your doorway to find your information there. And they are there to help us to find that. If you get a new doctor and you are looking for, or you're looking for a new doctor because your other one retired, your new doctor can request your file from just about anywhere. So, and that's usually the fastest route, is to have a new doctor request it. So you're not dead in the water. We're still trucking. All right. And again, no deadline on that one. So you can do this, do it this year or next year, whenever you're ready. Being moved is not a final answer, and that's being moved onto ADAP is not the final answer. It is a default with a door built into it. So you are not stuck on ADAP. You have the option of reapplying and getting that reassessment in so that you can be put back onto AISH. And there's no wall there either. I know that a lot of people are going, well, I've heard across other AISH pages that we can't appeal it. Well, no, we can't appeal their decisions, but it's not final in the way of you'll never be able to apply again. It's just they won't re-look at that application to give you a second opinion. But we can apply for AISH as many times as we want. So when you send in that reassessment, both documents, the doctor's and yours, to be reassessed as to whether or not you belong on AISH or ADAP, you can always apply again and again and again. Just make sure that you keep a copy or the original of that application, because then you have something to build off of when they come back and say, oh, we didn't have enough of this information or whatever. Then you always have the original or a copy. You're not just going, well, I don't remember what I sent. Document. Always. All right, so, and you do not need your paperwork from years ago. A reassessment looks at your condition now. So through a current report from your doctor or nurse practitioner, if you were approved recently, that recent approval is strong and current. And you are very unlikely to start from scratch. So, because I know that a lot of people within the last few months before the switch were coming online and going, I was just approved for AISH, yay, this is awesome, and now they're on ADAP. Oh, I get the ketchup and the nuggets. Okay. Are you finished your French fries? Do you want to give them to the dog?
Yeah.
Okay, you can give them to the dog. He hasn't had French fries in a long time. Yeah, and then throw your garbage out. Thanks, baby.
Don't forget your water.
And your ketchup. Ketchup's got to go in the fridge.
It's got to go in the fridge.
All right. So a lot of people were getting approved still while this transition was actively going to be happening. I had a feeling that people were going to be automatically switched from AISH to ADAP because of the new regulations, but I hadn't said anything, and I'm glad I didn't, because it did end up happening, but nobody was panicking at the time, so that's always a win. So you have a very strong base to work from, because all the information is fresh. Your doctors are aware that you just applied for it. So now it's just a matter of looking back at that information and going, okay, well, why isn't it good for now? Because don't forget, they've changed a lot of wording as to what they're looking for now regarding the difference between AISH and ADAP. And that's already been broken down and also available on the website. All right. Yes. Okay. You can throw your French fries out, because I don't want the dog to turn into a fry. Right? He's already a loaf. He's already a loaf. We don't need him to be a French fry.
That means he would be skinny.
Oh, I know that means he would be skinny. That's why he's a loaf. Look at him. He's just chowing down on those French fries now.
Just imagine if he was skinny.
Uh-huh.
Like a wiener dog.
Yeah, right.
And he was so young.
Hey.
No?
Upstairs. Go play your Switch, please.
No.
Yes, sir.
Where's my switch?
Where is your Switch? You left it in your room.
Oh.
Probably with your remote.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it's still charging.
Oh, it's still charging. Well, that's good. That means that it won't die on you and you won't get mad at me later for your Switch dying. All right. So the $1,740, so $1,740 is not your number yet. I have seen the fear in this one all week. If you are on AISH right now and you are moved to ADAP, a $200, I'm going to use quotations, top up holds your total at the current $1,940 until December 31st, 2027. So your check does not drop this year. Keep in mind that that does not factor in the cohabitation shit that is coming out at the end of this month. So, the cohabitation line will end up affecting your amounts right now. Well, not for the next pay period and beyond. But our totals right now should be sitting at $1,940 minus the $200 clawback from the CDB, which comes to us from the federal government. And then on top of that, it will be whatever the cohabitation thing ends up being for every individual. Or not every individual, but the ones that are impacted. Alright, so your check should not drop if none of that applies to you until the end of next year. Alright, so after that date, the $200 top up ends, and that is when the gap becomes real for anyone still on ADAP. So it is worth planning for the end of 2027, but it is not a cliff this summer. So you have time, and we are going to use it, including that door back to AISH that has no deadline. Very important. I am getting messages like crazy. Okay. Not in the chat, though, which is interesting. All right. Got things flashing all over the place. Alright, so two things I am not going to pretend to know. I would rather tell you plainly what is unsettled that sounds sure and be wrong. Right? So first, the Canada Disability Benefit, whether Alberta lets you keep it or takes it off your check, is something that we have already confirmed. Your AISH was denied. So we can reapply. Does that mean AISH? Send it back here. No. So if you were denied AISH, they won't send you back your paperwork. That's why it's important that you keep a copy. Always keep a copy of anything that you send anywhere. Because you could technically send another access to information request and go, hey, I need that information back, but the chances of them actually giving it all back to you on a decline is very nil. Because they won't keep it. So make sure that you're keeping copies of everything. Always. Alright. Always, always. Hello, Cece. And hello again, Linda. Yeah. Well, I try to make it as plain language as possible, minus my gremlins, you know, at the kitchen table yapping while they're eating. Everybody needs a peanut gallery, apparently. Alright. So we already know about the Canadian Disability Benefit, how that all works. I wish I had a whiteboard that I could, you know, make it a little bit more intricate. So you can use a copy of the doctor reports again. Yes. If you just applied for AISH and it's recent and current, absolutely. You can still use those doctor's reports. If, let's say, for me, all of my documents are from, 2011 and before, right? So I haven't kept them up to date on mine, because I figured, hey, I'm on AISH already, we're good, we're golden, right? So anything that is beyond usually it's a 10-year mark or a 5-year mark, depends on the agency or the government program that you're dealing with, but they want things as recent as possible. So if you just applied within the last year, 2 years, whatever, you can still use your original documents, but it doesn't hurt to have a fresh letter from your doctor saying, yep, everything in the documents attached is still accurate. I'm hoping that helps. It is good news for people. Because a lot of people think, oh my God, I only have this or I only have that, and you've already got a really good base started. So sometimes just having that, verification from an outside source saying, no, you're good, keep going with it. That's all you need. So, and if you have any questions regarding how to word things in Part A of the application, I'm available. So, and we can work on the wording, we can strengthen your side of the documents, and, go from there. We got to put our best foots forward. Oh my goodness. Our best foot forward. All right. So the other thing regarding the CDB, some people are still having it clawed back even though they've been denied for it. There's a correction letter on the website to have that fixed so that they stop clawing back a benefit that you do not receive. If they are clawing back more than what you're receiving with the CDB, that's another correction that they have to make. Again, we have another form already drawn up for that so that they... What are you doing? Get out of the garbage. 2 seconds. Get going, you mangy dog. Bad boy. Look at that. That's garbage. You're not supposed to be in the garbage. You have food. You act like you're starving. You're not starving, fat dog. Built like your mother. You're not starving. Stay out of the garbage. I mean it. No more garbage. Crazy dog. Oh my goodness. Think he was starving. Yeah, right. He's built like I am. Short and fat. Sorry. Alright. So, again, with the CDB, lots of different issues happening there. They're either taking too much, you're not getting enough, or you're not getting it at all. We have forms for all of that. Ask me, and I'll point you in the right direction. That's the best way to go. Supporting documents need to be up to date for reapplication. It does, but if you had, let's say, a psychoeducational assessment done. I had one done when I was on Alberta Works. So, and that was back in 2011. Now, a lot of that still stands today. Now, if I take that report to my current psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, and say, hey, can you look at this and compare it to where I am right now? They can still verify that information in a letter under their header. So even if you have a school document saying, yep, you have a developmental disability, autism, learning disabilities, what have you, you can still have those validated today by a current doctor, your physician, specialist, whatever. Anything that helps really cement that in. So you're not alone on that. All right. So whether some benefits can be or benefit cuts can be appealed, there is a real tangle right now between what the manual says and what the law says. Until it's sorted, I'm not going to tell anybody a decision definitely can or cannot be appealed. What I will say is this: if a decision lands on you that feels wrong, do not accept a cannot be appealed stamp at the counter, okay? Ask which law it was made under, get it in writing, and bring it back to the group. Hi, Barb! Exactly. Yes, Cece. Yeah. So they do. They need to be reconfirmed by existing physicians or psychologists. Now, the reason why I say that, okay, is if somebody was born with a disability, okay, whether it's cerebral palsy, whether it's autism, because that's not something that you catch from somebody else, hi, Lynette, anything, right? You could be born with cystic fibrosis. You can be born with a whole medley of different disabilities, okay? The transition criteria for ADAP, the one where it was over the age of 60, what was it? Of course, now my hamster dies. Great. Developmental disabilities. What was another one? Continuing care homes. And there was one more. Terminal or in like hospice care. Okay? If you didn't hit those with what's going on with you, but it was something that you were born with and has been documented over the entire course of your life, it just shows that this is a continuing, ever going to be forever type of issue. Right? So that's why if you have, like even with PDD, if you have a diagnosis of whatever it is that you need for PDD, developmental disabilities, right? They'll look into your schooling information. A lot of that isn't available for the older generation because we didn't have the same technology then as we do today. So it kind of, doesn't work in our favor, but at the same time, everything has been documented since a starting point, right? And for people with disabilities, it didn't just all of a sudden hit us one day and, oh shoot, like, now it's 6 years later and I haven't done anything about it. Does that make sense? Like, I know that there's, accidents at work. Absolutely. There's, but you're not going to sit there after an accident at work and go, oh, well, I'm not going to try physio. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, right? So that's where the disconnect kind of is. I'm doing good, Barbara. I'm doing good. It's a little warm in here, but I'm glad that my kids are no longer farting in front of the fan. Driving me nuts today. Well, that's good, Kevin. I'm still not used to not having you talking in my ear. ASD was not enough because my IQ is above 70, which is sad. I received support for all of my childhood and adolescence. So see, with all of the support that you had, okay, I'm not sure how old you would be right now, because of course that's, you don't have to tell me. But if you had support all your life and you have that documented anywhere, right? 70, like the IQ of 70 is just, if you applied for PDD, right, they would reassess you. Well, you should still be able to pull up documents though, because you're about my age. Message me after the live, and we'll see if we can hunt down some spots to be able to get that information for you. Because there's always more than one door. It's just a matter of knowing which one it is. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. All right. So yeah, send me a private message, a direct message, a DM, PM, whatever the acronym is, this week, and we'll go from there. Because it also depends on how you word it. All right. So the next topic here. So you can go on holiday. That was a big one this week, and you can have surgery. So a few of you asked. So plainly, yes to both. Nothing bans a vacation. If you will be away more than a month, tell them in writing first. And if a delay might push you over a month, send that notice before you go to be safe. And surgery or a hospital stay does not stop your benefit. Okay? There are simple one-page notices in the group for both. Written as a heads up, not a request for permission. That's the key here. We are not children, and we do not have to ask permission. It is a letting them know. I am going on holidays or I have surgery. And that is specifically so that, they can't use surgery or a holiday as a reason for us not to be participating in their work courses. Okay? So it's to protect your ass. Alright. And again, we are adults with rights, not children asking for permission or to be excused. Alright? Hi, Ivy! Ivy! I always get excited when people from the podcast end up on me live. It's awesome. I love it. Alright. Oh, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Every employer has different, different rules or whatever when it comes to their employment or like whatever their handbook says, right? So I would definitely check and make sure with the employer, and that's another thing that I didn't write down for today, but doing the ADAP employment course is not a paid income. Okay, so going in for the course or courses or whatever it is that they're doing, it's not going to be we're going to pay you on top of your benefits to screw you over. We're not getting paid for that. The whole reason behind it is for us to earn our pay at the end of the month. So if we can look at it like that, that's what it's like. We're not getting extra. They're not going to be handing out employment cards to people saying, hey, you start Monday, right? Here's your employer information. They don't have that capacity. So for people that are on CPPD or people on long-term disability, the employment portion of this is not guaranteed. Okay, they're not going to be handing out jobs. You're not going to be getting employment income participating in these courses. So I'm hoping that puts that to rest for a lot of people, because everybody's really worried about, well, I can't make this or I can't make that. It's part of their framework. We have to participate in their courses in order to get our check at the end of the month. And it's the same paycheck that we've been getting from AISH at least until the end of next year. So, breathe. Breathe. Exactly. Intermittent work program. Well, I don't know what the schedule for that looks like, because they just took, their first 400 from northern Alberta and the first 400 from southern Alberta, right? Because of these middleman contractors that have come in and are getting $100 million to do this to us, just to funnel us into already existing employment programs. Interesting. I love bringing that up. Whether or not the jobs are there, even able-blooded people right now are having a really hard time finding jobs. So, yeah, exactly, Gavin. Yeah. We don't have to worry about employment income right now until we are employed. And it's not going to be through the ADAP courses. They're going to teach us how to build a resume using AI technology. They're going to teach us how to do work searches, like job searches and stuff like that, how to apply for jobs, how to write cover letters, all that fun, stupid, useless bullshit. Okay, but that's what they're, being paid to do, so fine. And it has to be accessible to us, which brings us to that barriers, where is it? I want it. I'm finding the form right now so that I can give you guys the name of it. So there is a form that just went live. Where is it here? The ADAP Employment Participation Barriers Notice. Okay? There are two versions of that. One that is print and write on it, and the other one is a fillable, and you could email it as the PDF. Okay? So it's the same formal notice in print and write, in the print and write version for anyone who would rather fill it in by hand, then type it into a PDF. Same content, Same regulation citations and same 6 requests, including the Schedule 3 travel benefit most people are never told exists. Print it, write on it, and post or hand it in, okay? Or photograph it and email, okay? So there's lots of different ways to send this information into them. It just makes it so that they know what your barriers are to employment. So again, whether it's child care, whether it's transportation, all of that, it's all in there. And you can pick what suits you. Let me just see. I'm going to copy and paste it right into the actual... Ow. There. Alright. So at least there's a form for that too, to let them know, hey, can't do it because of this reason. And the sooner you get that in there, the sooner they can't ignore it. Which is very important. Yeah, well, yeah, and my toes hurt now, Ivy. My knee and my toes hurt. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, I've been getting some information back regarding people that are in the early stages of this ADAP employment program. As more information becomes available, because not everybody wants to share it, which is fine. It's up to them. I'm not going to harp on anybody. I'm not going to make anybody uncomfortable. People are recording the calls. People are making notes as it comes up. So once we have a little bit more information, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get the word out a little bit more. If you're looking to kind of prepare a little bit before ADAP contacts you, again, there's another form that is specifically to get you ready and prepared for the meeting, so that you walk in ready. All right. So where is it here? ADAP will call you about employment services and ask you to help build a plan. So filling this worksheet out first at home on your own terms is participating as the expert on your own life. So bring your goals, your real needs, and your accommodations already written down, so the plan is built around what you said. It's yours to keep. Bring the original, let your worker take a copy. 3 versions below. So we've got the on-screen full color, which isn't printer friendly. We have the black and white printer friendly version, and then we have the print and write by hand. Because not everybody has access to a computer or printer or what have you. Okay? So all of that is in the, where is it? Time Sensitive Act Now portion of the website. Right at the very top in the wonderful yellow border. So everything is, of course, always free to share, free to save, free to distribute, and it's all sourced, always. All right? So I as prepared as you can get, and I'll help wherever I can. All right? Another one here. So be kind to the person at the front desk. One of our own said this better than I could this week, so I am passing it on. The receptionist, the nurse, the office staff, none of them wrote these policies. Most are learning the new rules at the same time we are. Yelling at them does not move a single form faster. It just breaks another tired person doing their best. So bring your forms to your appointments. The front desk does not automatically have them. That is a big key there, okay? The doctor's office or your specialist or whatever, they do not have these forms ready to go. And aim your anger where it belongs, at the policy and the people who made it, not at the human in front of you. We can be furious at the change and gentle with each other at the same time. So that's a big one. Okay, everybody is totally valid for feeling upset, hopeless, depressed, anxious, pissed off. Everybody is entitled to their feelings, but just we've really got to be careful where we point our anger at this transition. Okay, because the last thing we want is everybody to be looking for new doctors or not being able to find one help them through this. Okay, So my mom used to always say, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Okay, they might not be feeding you, but at least they're trying to give you a hand up. And a lot of these different organizations, companies, doctors' offices, psychiatrists, psychologists, they don't even fully understand what the hell's happening right now. Okay? So if you go into a doctor's appointment and you've ordered roses, that's what those extra business cards are for. Send them to the website. Right? Because whatever they learn can help someone else and you. So it's all about distributing the information. Because a lot of doctors don't agree with what's happening. So we need more allies in this, ladies and gentlemen. We really do. Alright? So, Gavin and I are thinking about doing a action probably within the next 30 days here. We're still going to discuss it a little bit further, but it's regarding the Disability Refugee series that I ended up posting back in April. All 10 of the other provinces are under that category, under the Take Action tab on the website. So British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Northwest Territories, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Alright, so within every one of those individual province refugee forms is what their provincial disability income assistance program would offer. How long you have to be living there. Let me open one because I'm going off memory here from like 2 months ago. Alright, so it breaks down the disability support program for each province, housing and cost of living in general, and of course this was done in April, so there might be some changes but nothing major. Health, medical, and travel rules, which is important. Mobility rights and your rights to move. Okay, that's what this is all built on, is the Charter of Rights and Freedoms as part of Canada's Constitution. Okay, so as disabled Canadians, okay, or being Canadian in general, we have the same rights as everyone else. And unfortunately, a lot of these government programs or individual province programs end up putting invisible cages around their borders. Okay? That's not right and it's not acceptable for anybody. So, if you've ever thought about moving to somewhere else, or you just want to fill it out for the sake of filling it out, anything helps bring transparency to what is happening here in Alberta, which is a big one. If somebody's moved from another province to Alberta and you know a advocate back in your home province or wherever it was, right? We really want to start reaching out to the other provinces, because what's happening in Alberta right now under ADAP, it's surely going to start happening across the provinces. So the sooner we get everybody kind of aligned and going, hey, no, this isn't right, we shouldn't be doing this, the better. So it's just to protect everybody. Is that? Oh, I have a kid in the kitchen now. Uh-oh. What you doing, Munchie? Oh, he's going for juice. Never mind, I know what you're doing. You're good. You're good. Go get your drink. You're good. Thank you. He moves his stool because he's too short to get the juice. Ha ha ha. Alright. So, and then we go by the Section 7 of the, where is it here? The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So, life, liberty, and security of the person. So, everyone has the right to live life, liberty, and security of the person. Every citizen of Canada has the right to move to and take up residence in any province. Okay, that was the first one. Section 15, every individual is equal before and under the law without discrimination based on disability. Another big one. Alright, so in that Section 15, equality rights, no discrimination based on disability. Alright, and then it breaks down day 1 to day 90, what to do when you arrive. Okay? And that's in every individual form. I was busy in April, holy hell. Alright, but that's how it's broken down across all 10 provinces. For anybody that's looking to get the heck out of Dodge, like it's really precarious right now here in Alberta, and I don't know where it's going to go from here. I really don't. It's kind of up in the air. But with what we've seen so far, I don't know. Rock bottom has a sub-basement, ladies and gentlemen, so we got to be careful. We got to be careful here. All right. But that's what we're looking to do. We want to mobilize some kind of a online campaign here where everybody emails across Canada their refugee form saying, I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. So whether it does what we think it's going to do, who knows? But it's just an email. Why not? Right? Bring visibility to what's happening here. All right? Oh, he's got his juice. He's all happy now. Iced tea. It always tastes better from McDonald's, and I know it's because they don't clean the taps very well, but whatever. I know a lot of the group would hit send. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for, is we need to bring more visibility to all of this. There's a lot of people in the UK that are talking out about disability rights and what they're seeing on the ground for disabled individuals in their communities. We know that AKG, was it AKG and Serco? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I think it was just Serco that was in the UK, where they rolled out a program very, very, very similar to what we're seeing right now with ADAP. So, if we can start banding together with people even across the pond, that'd be great. If we can help them fight theirs, they can help us fight ours, right? Well, we're probably going to discuss it further, Gavin and I, over the podcast. We're probably going to discuss it for at least a week, and then we'll finally pin down a day that we're going to do this. But in the interim, everybody can go to the website, print off the form for the province that they'd rather live in, right? And have that filled out, ready to go. Well, that's funny, because the Ontario has a program like ADAP, but it's voluntary. That's the difference there. They didn't transition tens of thousands of people from an already established disability program to a forced work for welfare program. Oh, now he's going after it. Just grab it now. Popsicle. My middle son's a bottomless pit today. But yes, so AKG is doing this in Ontario, but it's a voluntary placement program. So if you choose to transition to a work program, you can. Yeah. We've been all over the AKG and Serco information probably for the better part of a month or so now, Gavin, I think. As soon as we got the names of the companies, that was it. We were digging in. Yeah, we were all over it. And we try to bring nothing but the facts. Two seconds. The freezer's not closed. You little munchkin. There. Now it's closed. I fixed it. You're fine. You gonna change your bottom? Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Soggy bottom. Soggy bottom, baby boy. There we go. Alright, sorry, my freezer was open just a little bit because he was digging around for the popsicles. It's closed now. Ah, well, welcome to the group. Glad you found us. Yeah, we've got quite a few episodes for the podcast where we've gone over a lot. That's true. That's true, Barb. Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. Well, at this point, I think anywhere is better than here, but... Are you done? Making all these whiny noises. You have to go outside? Is that what your problem is? Yeah, that's why you're wagging your tail? Okay. Well, let Mom close up and then we can go out for a smoke, okay? You can go run outside. Go poop in the back. Alright, sounds good. My dog. Everybody wants Mom today. No worries. Take your time, Cece. There's a lot of information, and I don't want to see you get overwhelmed by it. Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to show you guys the box, okay? Look at them all. There are 400 rose pins in this box right now. Already carded and ready to go out into our communities. So, I'm going to put one right here. Okay? If you are interested or have ordered before and want to distribute cards and rose pins, by all means, please reach out. We have lots of pins. I just finished making another 100 and I think I made 120 while we were on the phone earlier, Gavin. Discussing your Swiffer wet mop. Yeah, so definitely have lots. Yep, there is an order form for them on the website. If it's easier for you just to message me on Facebook, you can do that too. Lots. Oh, I know, my dog hates going outside by himself, Linda. He really does. It's like he gets anxious and he'll just sit by the back door. So I have to go outside with him. Well, the whole thing is with the refugee forms, okay? It's not necessarily because... How do I put this? It's more for transparency. Right? Like, all of the other provinces have an idea of what's going on. Our province itself, you know, like the people that are, you know, in government and wanting to be in government and stuff like that, they're not doing the work already to see what's going on. So I think if we were a little bit louder and saying, hey, I'm you know, somebody that's on disability and I'm looking for refugee status in another province, I think that they're going to go, whoa, what the hell's going on in Alberta? Right? Because so far we've just kind of been keeping to ourselves and hunkering down in Alberta going, okay, well, we'll weather the storm, but to what end? Right? So I know that the grass isn't always greener, but, you know, with the separatist talk right now, or the separating from Canada talk right now, with our UCP government, with the fact that there are no promises from any of the what is it? With the other provincial parties not making any promises as to what it is that they're going to do to help us. That nobody's promised outright, yeah, we're going to reverse ADAP and we're going to go back to the way H was. Nobody's made that commitment. The only commitment we've gotten so far is that they'll let us keep the CDB. Whoopee shit. What the hell is $200 going to do for us? Does that mean that they're going to go back to when they started clawing this back and give us all that money back? That'd be a start. Right? So... I always try to say don't fall for the shiny new wording, right? And don't trust people, especially that are getting paid to gaslight you, which is our government in a nutshell. Oh, they absolutely should retroactively pay us back because that's our fucking money, and it is. It was given to us by the federal government. Exactly. Yep. No, exactly. Yeah. No, I feel that, Nicole. I really do. I used to really love Alberta. You know, that's why I've got the roses and everything else, you know, Alberta rose, right? So, but it's not, it's turning into something ugly, right? So, and I have to, like, I really think about my children and what's going to be here when I'm no longer here to advocate for them, which is why I'm fighting why I'm fighting. So, because it's important. All right. So, back to the rose pins. A rose for the ones we carry. So before I let you go, a word about these. The pink ribbon rose is our remembrance. It is for the ones who fell without support. The people in our community who did not make it through. And it says the thing the system never did. Your story mattered. Your life mattered, and we carry you with us. When you wear one, it does two things at once. It remembers them, and it tells the living that they are not alone. Because someone across a room wearing the same rose is someone who understands. If you would like one, again, message me your mailing address and how many. Generally, I go up to 5, but if you want to distribute in your community and get this remembrance out there, let me know and I can increase it. Okay? There is no charge. Not now, not ever. If you are one of those stubborn souls who cannot bear to take a thing for nothing, there is a donation option, but only if you truly cannot help yourself. No pressure. Wear it for someone, wear it for yourself. Either way, you are a part of this. Okay? So, and yes, any donation that comes in regarding the rose pins goes back into making more. So far, we're sitting at 1,800 rose pins that have been made and exited through my front door to be distributed across Alberta. There are a lot more that need to go out. A lot more. Why would they drop to 1,540? Okay, so the 1,540 amount, okay, is what the new... No. 1,740... I almost got tripped up there. So the base amount for ADAP after December 31st. So it will be for our January 2028 payment, which means our payment in December will reflect the new $200 decrease of what the new ADAP base rate is in comparison to AISH. Now, the reason why people are saying 1,540 is because of the $200 CDB clawback that's happening, or that has been happening. Now, over the month of July, so this month, they've been recalculating a lot of our, hi Mary, a lot of our amounts for the CDB, so a lot of what we were entitled to has either increased or decreased depending on the thing. So if you don't receive the CDB, then they shouldn't be clawing back that $200, so your base amount with participation, okay, under ADAP would be $1,740 a month. Yeah. So, and if you receive the CDB, then it'll be $1,540 from the ADAP program because of the $200 clawback. Because you'd be getting that, you'd be getting the amount for the CDB separately from a different pocket. If you don't receive the CDB, right, it should still be at $1,740. That's what it should be at. $1,740 is the new base rate for ADAP. So if they're still clawing back the CDB and you were declined or you never applied for it, then that's a correction that needs to go into them in writing saying, hey, stop it and you need to give me my money back. And that's if you were declined for it. If you were approved for it and they gave you a lump sum from the federal government to back pay that, then it kind of helps you, kind of, simply because AISH and ADAP have been clawing back that $200 since April when they announced that they were going to do it regardless. Yeah, exactly. You got it, Nicole. So $1,540 ADAP with the $200 CDB clawback, or $1,740 if you don't have the CDB, because they can't claw you back for money you ain't getting from the federal government. No, it's me. I'm trying to confuse everybody. Yeah. Now remember that those are just the base rates. So for a single unattached human being on AISH or ADAP, the base rates are $19.40 under AISH and $17.40 under ADAP. However, all of us that were forced into this transition from AISH to ADAP, our amount is going to hold at $17.40 until the end of next year. Okay, so that's only for a single person receiving benefits under AISH or ADAP. So that doesn't include the cohabitation shit that's coming out this month. It doesn't include the CDB, nothing. Those are just the not changed base rates as per the legislation and the... I'm still confused. Yeah, exactly, Linda. No, that's not confusing, at least for me. All right, so your daughter got some kind of lump sum. Now, whether it was CDB or disability tax credit related, oh God, here we go. All right, so the disability tax credit is what you need first in order to apply for the Canadian disability benefit. What is it? Oh, I know. I think they're waiting. Okay, I think they're waiting to do the clawback of the overpayment. But there is a form for that. I've already created a form for that acts like a repayment agreement, that you choose how much you can pay them, in installments until that debt, whatever, is paid up. So, okay, so she was approved for the disability tax credit. Okay. Was that where the lump sum came from? The reason I ask is because any money that comes from the disability tax credit, which is an income calculated credit that gives you a kickback, meaning you get more of your income tax back, right? The government of Alberta cannot touch that. They can't touch it. If it's just through the disability tax credit, that is your money. You don't have to claim that. You can make that money disappear very quickly, depending on how much you got. So that's the only thing with the disability tax credit and the Canadian disability benefit. So the disability tax credit is based on what your employment income, the individual's employment income was. Because usually they'll go back 10 years or to the beginning of your employment, depending on your age. So don't quote me on that, because everything's changing and in flux. Okay? But that's how it worked when I applied for the DTC originally. Is they went back to all of the times that I paid into income tax and into my taxes, right? So when I got money back from all of my years of employment. Okay. So then the lump sum then that she would have gotten back would have been under the disability tax credit, or no, sorry, the Canadian Disability Benefit, different acronym, CDB. That is what the Alberta government wants to claw back. Yeah. I figured it was still 10 years, but it's like, I haven't looked at that for a little while. I don't want people to, quote me on that. I'm very careful about what I say. So, yeah. Exactly, Barb. Yeah. So if you get approved for the disability tax credit and they reassess what your what your return should have been during those years based on your disability tax credit, right? Then yes, they'll go back and they'll check all of your tax returns for those years. But you have to have employment income in order to get anything back from the DTC, which is why it was an absolutely useless thing, really, in my opinion, to have unless you were going for the, the disability retirement savings, something or other, which I have. Is the RESP. I'm not 100% sure what that acronym is for. RESP, what the hell is that? Okay, the Registered Educational Savings Plan. I don't believe so. I don't believe it's counted as an asset. But I will write that question down and I will let you know for sure. Okay. So it does. It does count as non-exempt, as a non-exempt asset, and it counts towards the $100,000 asset limit under Asian ADAP. But I will definitely confirm that in depth because everything's been changing. So I'm gonna double check that for you, but I'll grab that. What is that kid doing? He's just wandering back up and down the stairs, driving me nuts. All right, so but I'm gonna grab that question, and I'm gonna put it into my Word because I can. I love questions. I love research. I'm weird like that. And of course, it's gonna take forever to open because it always does. Come on. No, I don't want that. There. Saved it. There we go. I have the question and I will dig into it after the live. So as far as I know off the top of my head, I didn't think that it was, but there's so many different acronyms out there. It is counted as part of the non-exempt assets under the $100,000 limit that we can have. So, but I'll get you a more in-depth breakdown of that, and I'll grab some of the actual wordage out of the what the heck is it called? The regulations and the legalese, and I'll plain language it for you, Nicole. Absolutely. All right, so if you get approved for the DTC, then they can't take it. All right, so if you get approved for the DTC, what the disability tax credit basically does is it unlocks your ability to apply for the disability tax credit, or the Canadian disability benefit. Good Lord, right? It unlocks it so that you can actually apply for that benefit, and it makes it so that you can apply for the the retirement disability savings plan. I think it's RDSP RDSP. That's all that basically does, and it gives you a larger kickback when you file your taxes. That's all that the disability tax credit does. That's it. Yeah. Well, just regarding the disability tax credit and having somebody that can claim you as a dependent, you have to be very, very careful with that. Okay, very careful with that. There's a lot of legal implications around who you can give it to and how that money has to be tracked. So if I have to do a breakdown for it, I will, just so that people know how it kind of falls, but it's definitely something to be not leery of, but careful of. I'll put it that way. All right. Because I don't want to see anybody getting into trouble or anything like that. We can definitely dig into the disability tax credit if we need to. I know that I had a couple of posts in the past on the site regarding it, but we can definitely do another dig on that. Because I know that they just finished changing, I think on the 14th of July, they just finished changing to being completely digital application now. And you have to wait for a code to come back to you in order to upload files to the CRA. So, yeah. Lots of changes across the board, but I'm trying to keep them all kind of in one place. So definitely got, because this is going to be our last Saturday of this month, the cohabitation rule coming into effect. It doesn't impact anybody that has a roommate or living with family, that kind of thing. It's only if you are in a relationship, like a fully committed relationship. So, yeah. I'm going to check the chat because I can't, my phone is so small. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just regarding your overpayment there, Ivy, you can grab the, no, never mind, you can't, because your computer or your system doesn't like to download things. What I can do is I will print off, because I have a envelope going to your address here pretty soon. I will grab that overpayment agreement thing. I'll print it off and I'll put it in your envelope, Ivy. Is that okay? I made a note. But yeah, so you can get ahead of that, and then at least they're not going to just all of a sudden, take $1,000 off of your check and leave you high and dry. That's been my biggest worry, because I got an overpayment too around Christmas last year. It was a great Christmas for my kids. It really was. They got new Switches, or got Switches, right? So it was really good. And then it was like, oh wait, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep that money, and of course we weren't able to. But even from December of last year, they never came for mine. But I created that repayment form, and yeah, there will be hell to pay if they decide to take, I think it was, what, $1,500 off of 1 month check? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Why is it doing that? It's weird. For some reason, it's telling me that I limited who could comment on this post. I did not. Bastards. I don't know. But Facebook doesn't like me at the moment, apparently. But I'm going to close this up. Everybody can reach out if they need to. DM or PM me, depending on what acronym you want to use this week. So that is it for today. If your head is full, you do not have to hold all of it. Okay, so pick the one piece that is yours and let me carry the rest until you need it. Message me anytime for a form, the wording, or just to talk. Okay, thank you for spending part of your Saturday with me. Drink your water, rest those shoulders, and be gentle with yourself this weekend. And as Gavin would say at the end of our podcasts, courage.
I didn't know what nonverbal autistic meant the first time it came down. I had a vision of my family I'd been building since before they were born. And it was gone in a clinical room, and the grief was real, and the grief was mine. But nobody told me the grief was allowed. So I pulled a chair up to the kitchen table, and I started paying attention. The map I needed had never been drawn, so I started drawing it myself. I'm not a clinician, I'm a mother. I moved 8 times before my youngest started school. 3 children, no book ever written for them. 1 income, 1 set of heads. That's why I'm fighting my fight. Bring your grief and bring your name. Fighting my fight. Bring your grief and and bring your name. Fighting my fight. I was raised by someone whose needs were the weather and mine were the storm she could blame. So I learned to write it down. I learned that reality is the one thing that can't be gaslit. The notebook, the witness, the pen, that's the only thing I trusted then. What I would not become was a mother who told a child, you're too sensitive, you're too much. My children's experience was never gonna be the problem. That I decided early, that I decided firmly. I'm not a clinician, I'm a mother. I moved 8 times before my youngest started school. 3 children, no book ever written for them. 1 income, 1 set of hands. That's why I'm fighting my fight. Bring your grief and bring your name. Fighting my fight. Bring your grief and bring your name. Fighting my fight. What's gonna be left when my kids enter the system? What's gonna happen when I'm no longer here to speak? That's the question, that's the fight, that's the reason I document, that's why I write. I don't know that I'll see the change in my lifetime, but that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am not a saint, I am not a soldier. I am one woman who decided my children's reality was valid. Always gonna be worth understanding, always gonna be worth the record. Always, always, always. I'm not a clinician, I'm a mother, I'm the record keeper, I'm the one who stayed. 3 children, no book ever written for them. The mother I had to become. Bring your grief and bring your name. I am still here. I am still here. I am still here. I am still here. Fighting my fight. Fighting my fight. Bring your grief, bring your name.